in the genocide and occupation of Palestine. You will hear from our speakers regarding how Intel's relations with Israel are directly affecting millions of Palestinian lives. For decades, Intel has fed Israel's war chest like no other company. The US giant is the country's biggest private employer with approximately 12,800 people working for it in Israel, and it has invested more than $50 billion in the country over the last 50 years. Our presence here and everything that is said today is in complete and total solidarity with the Palestinian people and their fight for liberation. The masses around the world have woken up and will not stop until justice is served, no matter what the consequences. Our lives and our livelihoods are not more important than that of Palestinians. We are especially responsible here in the United States, where we are the most complicit nation in the ethnic cleansing, occupation, and genocide of the Palestinian people. As Americans, we are appalled at our government's foreign policy when it comes to the settler colonial state of Israel. Israel has been committing a genocide in front of the world's eyes for the last 7 months. And yet our president and elected officials continue to unconditionally support them politically and financially. U.S. policy has facilitated and funded the ethnic cleansing, occupation, and genocide of the Palestinian people since the inception of the illegitimate state of Israel. The U.S. is not an ally to Israel, but rather an accomplice. A revolution has started for Palestinian liberation, as seen at Columbia University and now numerous other campuses around the U.S. We, the people, will not stand by silently and allow institutions or companies like Intel get away with supporting a genocidal country with our money or our work. I would like to welcome our first speaker, Nick, a recently resigned employee of Intel.
Hi, my name is Nick Collins. I'm a verification engineer on and off for about 20 years for Intel. Last week I resigned Intel, and I'd like to explain why. The reasons go back to some efforts we tried internally. We had written an internal letter internally to try to persuade our decision makers at Intel to have a different stance on the issue. We stated our internal code of conduct, our code of ethics, our commitment to human rights. That's all stated very plainly on our Intel public website, and how this how this really collides with the reality that's going on in Gaza right now, which has indiscriminate bombing, mass starvation, apartheid policies, and plausible genocide. To us, this was an issue of our image at Intel. It was our image of reputation, and that was our concern. So we tried for a few months. We met with our HR, we met with some executives, but finally that didn't turn out to anything. It was a lot of delay and a refusal of any changes at all. After everything, our internal efforts, I decided for myself that I could no longer make any pathway to make change within Intel. So I resigned last Monday, along with the protests that were happening last Monday, and mainly because of the moral problems that I had with what was going on there, and Intel's footprint, their refusal to even make a public statement to say anything about what was going on. And what we wanted from Intel was at least a statement stating what was happening, and stating that we wanted them to say that ceasefire was needed. We wanted them to halt the $25 billion expansion that they announced in December. Something recently I found out about was there are some products that are going in supplying Israel's weapons makers and the effort in Gaza. And I want to mention there's still an internal effort for people within Intel, employees there. Just like in other companies like in Amazon and Google, that gives each other encouragement, I think, to hear about this and hear about the struggles on campuses these days. That's all something that that validates ourselves and what we're trying to accomplish. So with these internal people that are pushing within Intel, there are also many more who are afraid to speak up. And but I think as time goes on, they'll find their courage and speak up and make something happen. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Marina Thomas. I'm an Auckland woman, which so I'm an indigenous person of this land, and I just want to give another shout out to Nick. If we could give Nick another round of applause. What he did was really brave, being able to step aside like that for something that's so righteous. You know, the world is kind of falling apart with our climate, with the humanitarian issues all over the world. We're looking at so many issues, and it's really difficult to try to figure out how we find solutions to all of these things. But when it comes down to it, it's just our humanity. As indigenous people, we took care of each other on this land. We utilized our natural resources to their max potential, taking care of all the other beings on this planet. And now here we're in so-called Arizona, where we have these major corporations like Intel, like Starbucks, like Walmart, all of these mass companies who are just destroying the planet, and all for some pennies, you know. And so for us to be able to see people be able to step back from that for something that's right, we need more of that. We need people to see the struggles throughout the world and start trying to do things better and walk a better path. Like that's just how we are as indigenous people. We sacrifice for what's right. And even though these companies like Intel are participating in a genocide, these things are happening right beneath our feet too. Intel utilizes all these billions of gallons of water when we're in a drought in Arizona. So that poses a threat to all of these people who are living here, who want to make some sort of life for themselves and have a home here and see a future with their family in Arizona. If you're aware of the water situation here, that's not actually possible, you know. So we have to open our eyes to the issues that are going on around the world and touch our humanity and be able to stand in solidarity with all kinds of struggles, especially with the people of Palestine. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Joel Cornejo. I'm with Semillas, Arizona. I'm here because it's time we stop begging the genocide supporting companies to stop. These companies are not ignorant of the decisions they're making. The companies, specifically Intel, have made the 100% conscious decision to support a state which is conducting a genocide against the Palestinian people, and that they are using the funds given by them to continue and murder the innocent people of Palestine. They are completely aware of what's happening and of what their money is being used for. Intel has decided to put profit before humanity. So I'm here not to ask Intel to stop, because as long as Intel and similar corporations continue to exist, they will continue the funding of the death of black and brown bodies around the globe. I'm here because I seek the economic destruction of these corporations. I'm here to ask the people of the world to make the conscious decision to not support genocide. If these corporations choose to love money more than life, begging them to stop won't do nothing. Instead, we should go for what they hold most dear. That's their money. Let's continue to divest until these corporations cease to exist. This government won't hold them accountable because they are as complicit as them, if not more. I want to finish with Free Palestine, and from Ottoman land to Palestine, and from Abya Yala to Africa, land back. Now I would like to say in Spanish, Hola, mi nombre es Joel Cornejo, estoy con Semillas Arizona. Estoy aquí porque es hora de que dejemos de rogarle a estas corporaciones que apoyan el genocidio. Estas empresas no son ignorantes de las decisiones que toman. Estas empresas, específicamente Intel, han tomado la decisión 100% consciente de apoyar a un Estado que está llevando a cabo un genocidio contra el pueblo de Palestina. Son plenamente conscientes de lo que está pasando y de qué está utilizando su dinero. Intel ha decidido poner enfrente las ganancias que la humanidad. Así que no estoy aquí para pedirle a Intel que se detenga, porque mientras Intel y corporaciones similares sigan existiendo, seguirán financiando la muerte de cuerpos de gente de color en todo el mundo. Estoy aquí porque busco la destrucción económica de estas corporaciones. Estoy aquí para pedirle a pueblos del mundo que tomen la decisión consciente de no apoyar el genocidio. Si estas corporaciones deciden amar el dinero más que la vida, rogarles que dejen de hacerlo no servirá de nada. En lugar de esto, deberíamos quitarles lo que más aprecian, su dinero. Sigamos desinvirtiendo hasta que estas corporaciones dejen de existir. Este gobierno no los hará responsables porque son tan cómplices como ellos, si no más. Quiero terminar con Palestina libre y de tierras Atom a Palestina y de Abya Yala, tierra del fuego, a África, tierras de vuelta.
Thank you so much for all the speakers today. It is an honor to stand here today before you guys. I am Palestinian. I don't believe there are any other Palestinians here today, which shows you that this is a struggle for humanitarian liberation, not just Palestinian liberation. We are all one. If one person in the world is experiencing injustice or occupation, we need to stand up for them, let alone millions of people. This is for Palestine. This is for the indigenous people of this land, of all lands that have faced oppression, whether it was during our lifetime or before or if it's after. We have to do the right thing. This is the least we can do. This is nothing. Quitting your job, as honorable as that is, losing money, losing homes, losing friends, whatever it is nothing compared to living a genocide day in and day out. We cannot stand hearing a jet fly over our homes. A commercial jet flying over can scare you or scare your pets. Fireworks can scare your dogs and your cats. These are babies who are startled in the middle of the night because of bombs dropping on their homes. It's not just Nick. There are many others, like he said, that are going to find the courage and they are going to follow through because this is the right humanitarian innate thing to do. We were born to protect one another. It is not humanitarian, it is not normal to watch others suffer while you eat and you drink and you sleep in peace. You should feel guilt. You should feel angry. You should be sad. Don't let this individualistic society convince you that there's always going to be injustice in the world and you're just one person and you can't do anything about it. So just continue on working for your corporations and go on your vacations and buy your materialistic things. Not while others are suffering, and certainly not when it's at the expense of their suffering for our ease and our comfort. We will not allow that. And as you can see, the world is rising up and they're saying we will not allow that. The 28 Google workers that were fired for standing up for justice, for camping out in front of the CEO's office. They are willing to lose their jobs. So for anyone out there who thinks that the American public or that anyone around the world is too scared to actually do something, we're showing you that we are not too scared. We will do it at any means necessary, any consequences necessary. We will take it. Enough is enough. We will not sit around for 7 months, 8 months, 9 months and watch babies be massacred, innocent men and women be massacred, and just protest anymore. We will put our jobs on the line. We will put our lives on the line. Free Palestine. Thank you everyone for attending. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.